Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to
BreakRoom, yo.
Your favorite rapper's favorite podcast.
See, this is why I like your show. You're very charismatic. You know the right things to say.
Hey. Welcome to the Break Room, the podcast coming to you live every Saturday night from Facebook, Twitch, Periscope, and YouTube. We are here with the crew. I got Jasmine, Mel, Talin, Soup, Miguel, and Dre.
What up,
That's
Break
right.
Room?
What up?
What up?
You know what it is. Donda needs his mama, and we here to talk some shit.
Certified lover boy in the building.
Nah, I ain't trying to rep no sets. I'm just saying Donda needs his mama.
I'm just glad there was no Soldier Boy on Certified Lover Boy. Or Donda, for that matter.
Fuck 'em.
Can we say bias?
Fuck 'em.
Pretty much.
I envy the people whose biggest problems recently have been Donda versus Drake. I envy that little of an important life.
If that's your problem, then you got other problems.
Yeah, like you must have shit figured the fuck out.
Today, and Drake has basically made the same album 4 times in a row.
Yep.
So if you like Drake, if you love him, it's cool.
If you're an Apple owner, you're gonna love it.
If you got a formula, you don't change it. You don't change the formula if it works.
Not in hip hop. If you're doing the same song over and over and over again, we're gonna get. I'm sick of hearing it because it's like, damn, I heard this song like 2 albums ago. And this
He's
song,
the Taylor Swift of rap.
Yeah, like I'll give Taylor Swift her credit. At least her songs are like, oh, okay, this you're playing to your demographic, and this is what they want. Hip hop fans, I don't
know because recently
they don't know what the fuck they want.
Recently, Taylor Swift thinks she's Rihanna and she can coast through life on just one, like her last album. You know what I mean? It don't work that way. Only Rihanna can put out every single from her album and just live off that.
Well, that's because Rihanna also has like a multi-billion-dollar.
Yeah, but before she had the multi-million-dollar Fenty.
Yeah, Rihanna didn't always have this fashion line.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like, I don't know, Taylor. I don't know.
I don't know. Listen,
it's a bunch of bullshit. They celebrities and they fine no matter what.
Fortunately, I don't listen to much of the.
But I am curious what you think about Donda though, real quick, because I expect Drake to sound exactly like Drake because that's all he fucking does.
So Kanye's always gonna have great production, and every song was produced like masterful.
I honestly wish it didn't have
so many features. I wasn't mad at the features though.
I haven't gotten to it yet.
Kanye already showed us he could rap, so if he wants to have a feature for like every song and put other people on, I'm not mad at it. So I like the album because it's like, oh, okay, he got Dirk up here and Fit 5-0 and all these other rappers. I'm like, all right, this is cool to hear these dudes rap on a Kanye album.
For me, it could have been less gospel-y.
Nah, that's his thing. Like we could talk. Hey, listen.
Now.
No. We could talk about that later because this is a heavy conversation. So I completely understand why Kanye. I understand why Kanye is doing this. I have my own theories on that. But
mental illness.
No. You say mental illness. I say MK Ultra. But one in this.
MK. Okay.
MK Ultra.
And in either one of those situations, the motherfucker misses his mom real bad. He needs that guidance.
Yeah.
Real bad.
Yeah, that's true.
He fucked a hoe, got stuck, and now he lost.
Yeah,
look,
he fucked 2 hoes. Even God gave him a gimme.
Kim is a winner, though. But she's also his handler.
Yeah, but you should be able to dive straight into your kids and not think about all of that.
Yeah, but when like your kid's best friend is named Blue, shit's weird.
Oh yeah, Jay has a verse up there too. Jay has a verse on both albums.
That's kind of weird.
So
his verse on Drake's album is better though.
See, look that's just Jay. Like, look, you guys still rap beef, and I don't do that no more.
Nah, he still does. He definitely still does.
I mean, yeah, but like not in the sense of like no Jay-Z Nas shit. That nothing like that's gonna happen.
No,
I mean
that's never gonna happen.
He has the ability to dabble wherever the fuck he wanted.
Jay-Z don't body like that.
DJ Khaled is trying to produce Nas Jay-Z album.
Gross.
Yeah, well, you know what? I don't think that'll ever happen.
No.
I
don't want to hear him produce it if it does happen. Especially just him by himself.
Honestly, it would be better if we got more of a Watch the Throne kind of vibe going on with Ye involved.
Khaled does a lot of recycling of old samples, man.
Watch the Throne too.
That might happen.
Now that I'd prefer over a Jay-Z and Nas, even though I kind of don't listen to Jay no more.
You don't listen to Nas either.
Yeah, but I don't not listen to Nas. I haven't listened to Nas. There's a difference.
That's even worse.
Not really.
Either way, those albums, either one of those albums would be ice cold. Kind of like our top.
The only stuff I've been listening to is KRS's one's new album.
Solid.
KRS has a new album.
Oh, where?
Yeah.
No fucking way. I need to check that out.
Yeah, write that down on the notepad.
Thank you for telling me that.
Because
listen on camera.
He's still the teacher in my book.
Hey, that's a rule in the book of hip hop, right?
Was pouring some water.
Oh, he was pouring
Never
water.
battle KRS One.
Well, yeah, because any and all, like the albums, KRS One is a cold motherfucker.
Oh, also, he built it into the name that he already won. You can't go against that. He manifests it every time he comes on.
Don't sleep on the
KRS
Blue Down Productions, baby.
Nope.
Well, I always thought it was number one.
KRS number one. Where's the pound?
KRS Knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everyone.
There you go. Peace, love, unity.
Acronyms.
Well, I wish there was
Word.
more
NWA.
KRS One.
I wish there was more
He's
hours in the day for I could gain more knowledge in this topic, because this topic had so much information to just try to sponge in my fucking brain. It was
talk about it.
Amazing. We're talking about Richard Kuklinski, the Iceman.
Yeah.
It was horrible. It was horrible.
What was horrible?
That's horrible.
Listen, I didn't have time to take notes, but all the information I had to suck in my brain, bro.
Yes.
It will suck.
See, my brain is like a sponge, so it absorbs it.
A receptacle for information.
Let me say that. It absorbs it. I couldn't absorb all that information.
What else does your brain absorb?
Yeah, great question.
You had to say suck, right?
Well, you know.
You knew what they were going to say after you said suck, too. That's
Bro, you can't set that up, bro. You can't do that.
I did.
With that,
I did.
You know what really sucked? The Iceman.
Yeah, he sucked as a human being. He was a fucking shitty person.
Apparently, he sucked as a father too.
Or not, depending on what documentary you look into.
Either
he was a fucking great guy with his family, or he wasn't.
I'll debate this towards the middle of the podcast. However, what we're not going to debate is him being a good father, because regardless if he was a good father,
yeah, we are. Yes, we are.
Regardless if he was a good father to the people you're talking about, he had another family who he abandoned to be conflicting fucking
that's a whole different
documentaries.
conversation.
Like, I don't even know where this information is coming from, because it's weird that the information you got, which I'm not saying is wrong, is not even remotely mentioned in where I got my information, which is compiled from hours of information from him, because it's all important. Like, there's plenty of shit that they redo in some of these interviews that it's like, well, if what he said is true, why didn't you fucking mention that? Why is that now being talked about after he's dead? Which is why it gives me Me2 vibes, which is weird. But again, we can come back to this.
All right. Let's try to start at the beginning.
Ridiculous.
Who cares he had a side family? That's part of the game.
You just forget him.
Like, he was a part of the mob, of course he
He's
did.
a great father and a great person, even though he abandoned his whole
On the family that he
It
wanted,
matters,
obviously.
It wasn't a side family. The family he ultimately got caught when he was the family he was living with when he got caught was the Redo family. He had a whole redo. He put another quarter in to start.
Again, like that completely conflicts.
Did he kill his first wife and his first kid? I don't know.
No, he didn't. Like, I think we might be in separate alternate universes because no, the fuck, they didn't know. No. That's why I'm so confused right now. Let's keep going.
What is real? What is myth?
What is Mandela?
What is Mandela? Yeah. Hell yeah. Now we talking.
Sir. Thank you.
Now, after I got that fucking big ass popcorn kernel out of my fucking throat.
Please don't die.
Did you get that from sucking up all that information?
No.
You're choking on a kernel of knowledge?
Kernel of knowledge, yes.
That's a good one.
I sponged that one all up. Richard
sucked it all up,
Kuklinski. We're going to be reading from Criminal Minds today, but one of the... excuse me. Multiple videos on YouTube and the last podcast.
What's more disgusting, Richard's methods or that burp?
Maybe that burp. So like I said, multiple videos on YouTube. The last podcast on the left, and we are going to read from Criminal Minds.
Good evening.
What's up, Ike's?
Hey.
Is that short for Ike's? Just curious.
What?
Sorry, I know somebody else named Ike's.
Some of our sources.
Tyler, what's happening?
All right.
I'm curious.
Richard Leonard Kuklinski, also known as the Iceman, the Polak, big guy, or the devil himself.
No.
Word.
Thank
you for answer.
Oh, see, I like this site because it gives you signature moves of the killer. Now, what we
like a wrestler.
Word, I was just about to say the same thing right before the finish.
The backwards carrot.
Honestly,
the sharpshooter.
That's the big boot before the proverbial leg drop.
You guys in the audience need to help us debate the fact if he was a serial killer or if he was just a contract killer.
Yeah, one of his special moves is dressing up like a gay man in a club and hitting somebody with a hypodermic needle and giving them a heart attack. That's a special move.
So it says I want to debate this fact also. Because it says here that his signature was putting victims' bodies in an industrial-sized freezer. Now,
and 55-gallon drums.
Yeah.
Just about to say the same thing.
He stated, too, in the Kuklinski tapes on HBO, he was like, original. I don't know if you would call this original or not, but I used to put a rope around their necks and just put them over my shoulder and let them hang there.
He said he did that for one specific person.
But he did that for one specific person also for the guy in the freezer and for the guy in the fucking barrel.
So he Frankie Carboned him.
The barrel he mentioned doing a couple of times, but that special garroting, I'm sure he did it more than that because there's plenty of times where he's like, I'm not sure why I did something. So he probably did more than that. But he did mention like specific. That's the first time anyway that he did that.
I would dare to say his signature move was cyanide to the food.
Word.
Definitely cyanide or like some type of sneaky shit because he didn't like being messy.
Or strangulation with the phone cord.
Word, yo.
Eaten by rats.
That was tough.
My
yo,
God.
Look, that was tough. That was tough.
Yeah.
He taped that shit too. He put up the film and
take them all. He put more than one person down.
He was making some of the OG snuff films.
Look, what scientists will tell you is that feral rats, once they get a taste for human flesh, they develop a taste for human flesh. And rats are smart. So if they know they're getting a meal from a place that they can eat from for fucking days, they're gonna stay in that general area. So every time he took a victim over there, they would already know that it's human flesh, and they would go and devour that flesh.
Hence why there's so many rats in the New York subway system.
Yeah. You think
those are dogs. Those are rat dogs. Those things are fucking huge.
Yeah, they were doing fucking somersaults in the rain.
That was
exactly.
fun.
Yeah.
Those motherfuckers train turtles.
City Rat Olympics 2021.
Right.
Remember the videos of the rats by Central Park fucking dragging another bird into the grass and just tearing him up?
What up, Joe?
What up, JoJo? My man in the
All right,
house.
so-
Right, break room, baby. Yo, by the way, for all your break room fans out there, you want to get your shirt, holla at my man Jason here in the top left corner, whichever box he's in.
Yeah, top left.
Now,
Hollywood Squares.
it's
Hollywood
saying that
Squares.
his victims are anywhere from 7 to 250,
Yeah, I saw that number 2.
with 6 assassinated.
What a body count.
Yo, real quick, going back to signature moves. I think his signature move, technically, after listening to all of the information, taking notes, was being a stealthy motherfucker, man. Because this dude was like 300 pounds, 6'5".
Yo,
He's a big motherfucker, and he could silently get to you like a fucking ninja. So I think stealth is
Beverly Hills
Or
Ninja.
not get shit on him. He's a big ass dude, and never did he talk about how he was always messy. Like that, he was never messy if he didn't have to be. Like he didn't like it, and that's probably why he didn't get caught for so long.
there's also shit out there that someone said he does it.
godliness.
It was
Or
what?
devilishness.
Yeah. Now, this motherfucker was big though, Miguel. You were right.
Yeah,
Chris
big,
Farley size.
yeah, a big tall
But a
broad
little
man
less
coming
funny.
at you
Rest in
quietly.
peace, Chris Farley.
Oh yeah. So what I was gonna say next was,
Yeah, but he
and some of
wasn't
the
as
other
bad as
stuff
Chris
that I read
Farley.
up. Yeah, and all the other, and there's another kill that he does that in one of the HBO specials. He asks like, what is it that he wants his victims to see? He's like, my pretty face. Like,
Yeah.
He goes, when you die, when I strangle you or finish doing what I'm doing, I want you to remember my face in the hereafter, or like I wanted to just follow you
For
so
eternity.
you. Yeah, for eternity. Wait, yeah, yep. For all of eternity, he wants his victims to remember his face for all eternity. Motherfucking yo,
I mean,
there's just a part to that craft,
I
but I don't
would
want to
too.
condone that.
Hell yeah. Well, here's another quote from the mouth of the killer.
What people think
Fine,
Mickey
then.
Mouse killed him.
You mean the hands of the killer?
Well,
I
fuck
don't think-
you.
I don't think he killed with his
I
mouth
mean,
like
unless
you do.
Mickey did it, which Mickey has killed
I
plenty of
didn't do
people,
it.
I'm sure, but we won't. That's,
You
I think
know
if-
it.
Yo, does anybody agree that if Kuklinski hears Jason's Mickey Mouse voice, he might spaz on his inmates?
No, listen, he was the amount of killings this man did for the mob, he was a made man in jail. There's no way nobody's touching him.
Oh, of course.
And justice.
Well, he's also going to
Shearer
be
died
just
alone.
a max security.
Yeah, but nobody's gonna put shit in his food. Nobody's gonna do him like that. He's not gonna be touched in jail unless somebody says so.
Yeah,
he's
Especially
well
with mob
respected in
connections.
jail.
or unless he has needs. All right, but here's a quote. Yeah, needs, man. By now you know what I liked most was the hunt, the challenge of what the thing was. The killing for me was secondary. I got no rise as such out of it, for the most part. But the figuring it out, the challenge, the stalking, and doing it right successfully, that excited me a lot. The greater the odds against me, the more juice I got out of it.
Yeah,
Wow.
some cold shit.
Speaking of
And
cold,
yeah, what
it
Joseph
said,
said.
it said that Stone Cold Steve Austin was watching a documentary about this dude, and that's where they got the concept for his character from in wrestling. We were talking about finishers and trademarks and things like that.
Yeah. And what?
He definitely
What?
put a nice
They were gonna
redneck
call him
semi-racist
Freezy
spin on
McFreeze.
it.
Vince wanted to call him Freezy McFreeze. Imagine.
Yeah, and imagine what happened to that dude after he heard. Like, you try calling me what name, bro?
Word.
In 7 seconds, that's all you're gonna see for eternity. Just
What would have his
Like-
finisher have been as Freezy McFreeze?
The stunner still.
What would they have called it though?
The popsicle.
He could have been the Mr. Freeze guy that he supposedly murdered.
We'll call it the
Word.
Carbone.
Now,
Take a popsicle and shove it down their throat.
That's from Goodfellas.
Sounds like a sign, like a line out of my mother-in-law's
Your
playbook.
mother-in-law might deserve a restraining order if she sounds anything like this, man.
Keep the kitchen knives away from her, even though she's good in the kitchen.
Fuck that. Don't let her in the house. Talking about keep the kitchen things away. The fuck?
Yeah, you see what I know.
If anybody you know is like the person we are describing this evening,
run away.
Fuck off from them very quickly and try to do so without them knowing where you went.
Is, if you know somebody like this, you're probably in the same business as them. So
True.
Miguel, you want to read
in which
from the
case you
background?
agree to that.
What's up?
You want to read from the background?
Yeah, sure. Give me a second. Got all these damn ads asking me to join something. They can go fuck themselves. All right.
You keep clicking on the
Pornhub, bro.
Right?
Nobody joins Pornhub.
Get off the hub, bro.
Stop it. That's enough.
Unless you're a content creator.
Gentlemen and ladies, Kuklinski was born in a housing project in Jersey City, New Jersey.
Well, there's the problem right there.
Yeah, see, anybody born in Jersey is a fucking stone cold killer.
First of all, from now on this whole episode, if anybody's gonna say Jersey, they're gonna say Jersey.
Joyzy.
Joyzy. All right, so Kuklinski was born in Jersey City, New Jersey on April 11th, 1935. His father, Stanley Kuklinski, was an abusive alcoholic.
Fucking Stanley, that's another red flag.
Everyone. Yeah.
Fucking
and his name is Stanley. Yeah. So apparently,
somebody's grandfather didn't carry a pig up a mountain.
Now, Stanley Kuklinski was a piece of shit also.
Oh, yeah. You know, I was just getting to that, too. He was an abusive alcoholic.
Polish.
And he's Polish. Oh, yeah.
Takes two of them to screw in a light bulb.
What's the third one doing in the background?
I'm eating.
Watching.
Mm-hmm. Taking notes.
You need to have a safety observer.
The supervisor.
Right.
He's half German.
A QA agent. So Stanley Kuklinski was an abusive alcoholic who beat everyone in the family. His mother, Anna, was also abusive, beating their children with broomsticks.
Like, who's worse there, to be honest? Because his father looked lanky, and them broomsticks were thick back in the day. That was a fucking... That was a house defense tool.
Like a baseball bat.
It's like getting beat with wooden forearms. Like, you're going to die after a couple of hits.
A thick-ass back scratcher. Whack!
Yeah, scratching the back out of your life. Like, fuck, I'm going to be dead after this. No, mommy, no.
That's what you got to do to maintain discipline. And
start getting a stigmata on your hand.
Yeah, but you know what? These are those parents. Yo, but he had these parents back in the day that believed in very strict, parenting guidelines that include
strict parenting class. My ass beating him up is listen. He was
He
was a drunk and he was an asshole.
I understand being strict, but you don't need to beat your kids with stickball bats just for the fuck of it.
Yeah. Yo, as a matter of fact,
Suse,
the next part,
second to the chancleta, see?
I bet you that your dad never resorted to punches and beat your older brother to death in front of you.
Yeah, that was the next part I was gonna get to. Like that shit will traumatize you.
That's
he literally GMP'd his son. Like,
I'm sorry, I jumped the gun. Go ahead.
No. That's what I was gonna get to too, because it'll fuck your head up just thinking about
generation.
being in there. Like, no wonder he came from where he came from. But yeah, let me get to that. So Richard had two brothers, one older one, one younger one. His oldest brother Florian was beaten to death in 1940 by his dad. Florian.
With these names.
Florian.
He's floored. Florian.
Talking about speaking in unfortunate situations.
Kuklinski.
Sounds like a wrestler.
Florian Kuklinski.
That's a great name.
Yeah.
It definitely sounds like somebody in a book.
FK.
Yo, FK, what's going on?
Hey, fuck.
Because I ain't calling that motherfucker Florian.
Nah. Yo, Flo.
That's probably what people
What
call
Flo Rider.
I think that name's already taken. Flo Rida.
Not back then, it wasn't.
Flo would have been good, but I believe it would have got him killed because it's more of a feminine name.
Yeah, that was definitely a feminine,
Hello?
like diner waitress name.
Right?
Like
Diner waitress
yeah, I guess.
name.
Look, nowadays you hear the name Flo, you think about the
No,
progressive.
but Florian was the one
Unfortunately.
that got killed, I believe.
I think of the insurance girl from Progressive.
That's what I just said.
Oh, I didn't even.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Too many voices, interacting.
Sometimes you have to be that
Great
kind
minds
of mom.
think alike, buddy.
Sometimes. Because
It also
can get
makes
out
me
of
think
hand
of the
sometimes,
waitress in
you know?
Dumb and Dumber. Excuse me, Flo?
And the chancleta. See, back in the
Y'all
day,
just
if people had a
bringing back
chancleta, they
memories,
probably
yo.
raised right instead of getting beaten with sticks.
Right? Or get a
Where were
switch.
you?
Switch things up.
Yeah.
Oh, Florian.
Yeah,
It's
so
definitely not New Jersey.
The only other Florian I know.
You
is
remember the
Ken
rule of
Florian.
thumb? It's the rule.
What?
Yo,
That's
no
true. I'm
rules
gonna
of
ask
thumb.
them if they've seen it. I know
Now,
you've
what
seen
about
it.
it? What about it though?
The rule of thumb.
The rule of thumb.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah, see, look, Exa said it right. My hands work well too.
Oh my god!
I'll be trying. I dare you. try.
Yo, me and
I'll
Jason
try
used
the
to
rule
watch
of
that
thumb
shit
too, up
religiously.
your ass.
Religiously.
Rule of thumb right up your ass. You want that?
Yeah, mad fucking fucked up.
Well, no, we're not heathens here, but still, the rule of thumb used to be that used to be legal for a man to beat his wife with a stick
That's
no
wild.
wider than his thumb.
You know what? Who the fuck has a broomstick that's as wide as your thumb?
Sometimes you gotta
What if
do
you were
what gotta
married to
do
Andre the
maintain
Giant?
good order
Or
and
Robert Kuklinski, who had a fucking huge
Are you
hand.
kidding me, Dre?
Word.
discipline. No,
Wait, what you said, Dre?
like not at all.
Yeah.
Imagine him palming somebody's face before he rams it into the curb. Just one-handed, easy.
You didn't
Just,
hear what Dre said?
No, I did it.
He didn't really kill people like that. That
It would
shit
be
gets
me to
messy.
hear it.
yeah, he wasn't messy. He was a clean monster.
He was even though he didn't like being called an assassin because it was a exotic name to him. He was pretty much an assassin with the way a lot of the kills he describes. It's like,
That's
oh,
how
that's
he
some
moved.
shit from Hitman.
Yeah.
Especially
Bro,
the whole dressing up in a club shit.
He said
Yeah, that's
on
a Hitman
two
murder.
separate occasions that he got some killings. He used to watch Wile E. Coyote cartoons and Bugs Bunny cartoons just to think of ways to kill people.
So he was like planning on like
He
pushing
knew
boulders
the
on
head of
people.
Acme.
He dropped an anvil on the hood.
Right? Like, what
My
do you
man
like?
was
What?
jumping
You
at the
dropping
Acme.
anvils on people?
Yo, not for
He
nothing.
fell out the sky and killed a nigga. Like that never happens.
He definitely would have done that though, because he said a couple of times about how he would kill some people just to experiment with shit. Like one time he said he shot somebody in his Adam's apple and made a bet to see how he would die, and he lost the bet
he
because the
lost
guy
the
drowned
bet.
on
Yeah,
his
but
blood.
Sensei,
And
the
he
thing
also
about-
shot somebody with a crossbow to see if they would die, and they did.
About that shit.
Yo,
Bro,
that one was bugged out. He actually called the dude over. It was like, what the fuck is? Hey, excuse me, come here real quick. Yes, wham,
Yeah,
and then
so
drove
he
off.
bought
That-
a new cross.
fucking crazy.
Let's just
That's what you
highlight-
call a
Okay,
field
that dude
test.
died? Yeah, he died.
With the crossbow.
Yeah, look, let's just
No, he
highlight a
got
couple
tickled
of
and
his-
complained about it
Right?
to the
He
authorities.
shot him right in the
Let's
head with it.
Let's
nice.
You
highlight
realize that crossbows like revolutionized war at one time, right?
Yo, Joseph, you're right. Every cereal has a trigger.
I had one as a
Finger.
kid.
let's highlight just a couple of his killings that we know about that were said. So when we get there, they won't be so much of a surprise. Now we said that one, and that wasn't a contract kill. He was just sitting in his fucking car. He had bought a new crossbow. He wanted to try it out. He wanted to see how
He was doing field efficacy tests.
So there was another dude, right?
And he passed.
He was in traffic, and
Well,
the guy
one of
cut
them
him
did.
off. The guy cut him off, and he flipped him the bird at the red light. He got out with the shotty, and he blew his fucking brains out. And he said he didn't think that he knew it was gonna kill the man. He just didn't think that it was gonna take his head clean off.
He said like a pumpkin.
What did he think was gonna happen?
Not that he didn't think that was gonna happen.
Maybe
Yeah,
they
but
all
I
the
don't
stories-
think he thought it was
Oh,
going to be like
definitely.
nothing.
There's
Now,
no way all
Suse-
those stories could be true because he got to forget after you kill a certain amount of people. There's no you remember every single detail. So eventually,
Right.
you can say
All right,
it.
let me tell you this. Do you think that he can be part or responsible for the wave of homeless people dying in the 80s in New York?
Wait, say that one more time.
Can he be single-handedly responsible for the wave of homeless people dying in New York in the 80s?
It's possible.
What? I
Highly
mean,
unlikely.
I
think he could have been a factor to it, but not the
I think
cause
it's
of
highly
it
unlikely.
completely.
Not all of it.
Maybe a small
I think the
portion.
government has probably more to do with that, but that's a whole different
Absolutely.
conversation for a whole
Man,
different day.
if you're homeless and you caught the attention of the Iceman, I don't even want to say the rest of that. You know,
Yeah, like he's a
End up in the meat truck
contract
like
killer.
Carbone.
you got nowhere to go. You got no crib. You
Tuesday, what
can't
I
hide
wanted
your
to tell
front,
you
you
too
know?
was all right. Most serial killers kill for fun, or for passion, or for religion.
He did it for
Now,
sport.
He did, yeah, or for sport. But not all serial killers were contracted to kill.
That's facts.
He was.
I would say most aren't.
So that throws another factor into his whole niche.
Quick side question. How do you find a killer? Do you just go on like Backpage or like
Nowadays, you
Instagram?
go on the dark web,
Like-
supposedly.
I mean, I know, but
Cannibal
it's still a
Cafe.
funny thought.
Unless,
Like,
no,
you know
really,
what?
you're
Let me
supposed to know
Google
a
who's
friend of a
available to
friend.
kill a nigga. Like,
Friend of a friend thing, you call a friend of a friend. Wise guy stuff.
Not in the 80s.
Somebody that specializes in that.
They don't
yeah,
lock shit down in the 80s. They don't give a fuck, bro.
everything was open in the 80s. No pun intended.
Yeah, like Quaaludes and doing cocaine and raping people
That's more like the
Crack.
70s.
People watching He-Man.
and horrible synth music and movies that make no cohesive sense without drugs and just whole bunch
It was
of
an
wild
awesome
shit
time,
that
though.
our
Nobody
parents
gave a fuck about
acted
blood
like when we
splatter
were
in the
kids. They weren't wilding out 10 fucking years ago. Wilding the fuck out.
No,
who's
that's
that
not
Eddie?
Eddie.
That is not Eddie Suave. I repeat, that is not Eddie.
Word. Thank you for joining
Eddie.
us.
Who's that Eddie? What's
Yeah,
an Eddie?
I don't know either,
That's
bro.
our other brother.
Hello.
That's our other brother, Dennis. He's asking, is that Eddie?
All right.
I guess if Soup is Eddie.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
You know what? You do look like Eddie. a little
Red.
bit.
Like Red, kind of. He does look like Red. My brother Red.
I wasn't gonna say all that now. I ain't trying to have the man punch me through the camera. I'm just saying.
I love you. I love you. I miss you, Ed.
I'm telling you, yo, we're all gonna have this one very special. We're all gonna have like a round table break room episode. I look forward to it.
Nights of the round
Soon,
table.
where we can all be in one room at the
Round
same
tables
time.
are
Can I bring my King Arthur sword?
He was making a funny.
I got a
Oh, he's
sword.
making it funny.
What kind of sword?
All right,
Most
yo,
tables
Migs,
grow in
take
squares.
us back into
I like
the story,
swords.
bro.
I'm a martial artist. I love
Oh yeah. So, sorry for digressing. All right, so we were talking about how Richard's dad had beaten his older brother. The oldest brother, Florian, was beaten to death in 1940 by Stanley.
Fucking Florian. Florian was floored and killed.
I know. I know. I
Like,
said
you named him. Why are you gonna get mad at him for his name?
Well, you raise the floor, you put him back on
Maybe
the
his
floor.
maybe his mother named him after one of her brothers that Kuklinski didn't like.
He's like, Florian, I must kill you now.
Probably. Who knows?
Who the fuck
No.
named his son Florian?
But hey, check this out.
His my
After
son
his
is supposed
older,
to be named Stanley Jr.
right? So after Florian was beaten to death, he made the rest of the family try to cover it up as an accident, as he said he had fallen down the stairs. It's fucked up.
Too, bro.
See,
It's
that
fucked
goes
up.
to
I've seen that happen on The Simpsons. Yeah.
You beat your firstborn and be like, don't tell nobody, just say it was an accident. Like that's I don't know,
That's
man.
just the same as serial
He's
killer.
looking out for the family because he still provides. So he's like, if I go away,
There's a special
y'all
place to help
are
son of
going to
bitches
be
like that.
orphans. So
Yeah, don't have children, my nigga. Just stop it, yo. Anyway, stop murdering them condoms too, man. You need them. So
He's
the
fucked up in the head, yo. Think
he
about
is
it.
fucked up. How you procreate just to have like
As
another
a famous
child?
serial killer, no way.
I wonder what
And
I wonder what that dude's parents like this dude's grandparents maybe went through. Like we were talking about like generational trauma. What if his grandparents possibly went through something that affected the father, and when in turn affected the son as well?
Well, of course, it had to be that way
It
because
had to.
now we're talking about 40s and then 20s and 10s and all of that. There has to be generational curses from that time.
Oh, yeah.
Those are some violent times in America, yo.
Violent times,
talking about
regardless.
the Dust Bowl and all that shit.
Yeah,
I mean, I
Famine,
was
the Great
thinking
Famine,
a whole
shit
lot
like
more violent
That's
shit
when
than
you
that.
can
But
beat
yeah.
your wife at that time. That time it was
Yeah.
okay to beat your wife.
Yeah, women had no rights.
I mean, you were expected to.
Hey man, stop that shit, man.
You know what?
Women had no rights.
Let me
What the
stop
fuck they want rights for?
They had the right to
You know
remain
what,
hit,
Jay?
and that was it. And it was not a good right.
Rights and
So,
life.
the right to remain hit. Wow.
We do support
To the
women's
right to
rights
remain
here.
in line.
Fuck you guys, okay?
Maintain.
Hey,
Look, what are you
hey,
mad
I
about?
didn't
You
agree
got
with
what
it. I
you
just
wanted. We don't want you anymore. You can run the world, whatever.
My cup.
And fumble it every time you get a chance.
like a shitty high school game.
Where does it say it goes after Florian died?
Well, it shows next the younger brother Joseph was convicted of raping and killing a 12-year-old girl as an adult and died in 2003 after spending almost 30 years in prison. The little brother spent mad time in prison before he got his life sentences. That's a
He spent
fucked
most
up
of his life in prison.
truth. Yeah.
So the whole family.
And you know what? To be honest, he should have, because the way he killed the girl, she had a little dog, and he raped her, and then he dropped her and her dog 40 feet to the ground.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's
Like
crazy.
that's fucking insane.
Wait. So
Like,
the
yeah,
dog was alive as he was raping her? What kind of dog was it?
it was probably a small dog, some
probably
doable
just
sized
like
dog. If it's a little 12-year-old girl, she's not pulling around a full-grown pit.
The dog was
Yeah.
a victim of circumstance and had to pay the price. Just for
I don't
being
know,
there.
'cause even
no witnesses.
Even my little dog is gonna put up a fight.
No, it's
I
not.
think
There's
he's
somebody that's
right?
gonna fucking kill you and be willing to rape a little girl. Your little ass dog is fucking dead, Jay. I'm sorry. It's fucking dead. It's
I
gonna
don't
be
know why I'm talking
punted,
about that.
and he's gonna be like, I didn't know a dog's head could come off like that. And he's gonna
And that
go
one-
rape because he's
What
evil.
movie was that? Where he punched the dog over the bridge?
Nah,
Oh, Anchorman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
niggas out of pocket for that, bro.
Yo, when I first saw that shit, I was crying.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, did he really just do that?
And it was Jack Black too. The way he
Yeah.
did it was just like, yo, he had no pause. Just like, all right, you want to take something of mine? I'm take some of yours.
Oh, that was
Dude,
great.
yo, evil people are evil, and nothing is gonna stop them. They'll figure out how to do what they gonna do. Even if it was a big dog, he might have not done anything unless he had a weapon to hit the dog with, but it clearly wasn't a big dog.
Continue with the evil Kuklinskis.
Yes, it's crazy. So at age 10, Richard started torturing animals and would fantasize about killing his father. He was known to tie cats together by their tails, throw them over the clothing lines, and watch them tear each other apart.
Now
the
this
age
is classic serial killer.
Classic.
Classic sociopathic tendencies.
He was setting the little tone of what made a serial killer. Like he was the OG of making those. Like, so we now know that's suspect as fuck. We
And
thought he was weird.
And making cats fight each other as they were are already being hung over the clothing line.
Yeah,
That's
because you would tie,
crazy.
bro. You tied their fucking tails together and throw them over it. But that's kind of listen. That's kind of genius.
We're not here to condone it. We're here to talk about it.
It's kind of genius. Come on, Mike. You agree with me?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
You
I think
fucking
it's
throw
clever.
the cats over the line, tied together. They're gonna fuck each other up.
I never heard of anybody doing that to kill animals and kill their pets as a kid. That's
Never.
That's,
You
that's
always
a good
hear
one.
them like tearing at them with like a knife or something, and
Hitting it over the head with a hammer.
Right?
Yeah, like,
Those are level one fucking
he
crazy.
made them
people.
fight to the death.
To the death. We are with you, sire. To
Did he
the
record
death.
that? Did he record that too? Or did he just
No, I
do
don't
that
think he
with-
recorded that. What
Put
the
them
fuck
do
is
or
he
die
gonna?
like Bed-Stuy.
What's he gonna record it with?
I don't think they had anything.
A hammer, a chisel.
Nah,
He
they
can
put
fight
it
in stone.
9mm
I
camera.
fucking murdered 2 cats
Might
today.
as well be. It was when he grew up. If he got caught in the 80s, he had to grow up in like the 40s.
Well, when he got caught in the 80s, they were saying he was getting to 50. So yeah,
He was fucking.
he was probably definitely doing that in the 40s around while actual men, not his father, were out in World War II. He was out there having a horrible life as a white person in America, killing animals.
All right,
Well-
thanks, my man. Continue.
Well, when we continue, well, it's not that far along after age 10.
Compassion? Question mark.
Right? So check this out. Okay, so not long after Richard started torturing animals, at the age of 14, he committed his first known murder by beating Charlie Chase, the leader of a teenage gang, to death by throwing him
See,
off
about
a
that life, that's
bridge.
all right.
Yo, check it out. He threw him off of a bridge and removing his teeth and fingertips to prevent identification.
All right, hold on.
That's pretty smart at 14.
Yeah, but let's
Genius.
examine why. He started stealing shit, right? And one of the things he used to steal was crime magazines. So he used to see all of this shit in the crime magazines and all of that, guns, all of that. You know what I mean?
Okay, right.
And from his dad, this is the reason why he beat the shit out of this fucking bully is because he was getting bullied by this guy for years.
And he fantasized about killing his pops.
Yeah, but check it out, right? He got fucked up by this bully one day, and he went home, and he had visual signs that he got fucked up. So his dad asked him what happened. Now, personally, I'm not gonna tell you what happened. All right, if I already know what's gonna happen, but he told his pops what happened, and Stanley, being a total fucking Richard,
like this.
Well, I didn't. It's funny because he beat Richard, but he
That's
Richard.
the punchline.
Yeah, he beat Richard for getting fucked up and told him you better go back out there and beat his ass.
We talking about masturbation?
No.
Yeah. Get him.
I would say mic drop, but that might be another joke.
Stanley whipped Richard Kuklinski's ass for getting beat by the bully.
So he beat his dick.
So
His
after
Richard, sorry.
after Stanley left his family,
I'm sorry.
Stanley's just love beating his dick.
He fucked up that, Richard.
listen, Batman has been watching shit get beat up.
Stanley Kuklinski, aka the Dick Beater.
The dick beater.
No. He's a floor.
What a moniker.
A Florida dick beater.
It's horrible.
Let's not forget the first one he beat was Florian.
Yeah, but that's not funny.
He's a Florian dick beater.
Florian P. the ultimate.
He's a Florian dick beater.
He got pummeled to death. Damn, bro. What a way to go. He fell
By
down.
his pop.
What happened to him? He fell downstairs.
And his face caved in? Yeah, and his face caved in. Crazy.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
I tried to catch him. That's why my
your
hands
son?
are bloody.
Why is your son not moving? Why is he dead? Him go boom.
Oh, he's auditioning for a Rob Zombie film. It's all right.
Damn.
Rob Zombie film. What is it? Fucking corpse lay there?
he wasn't a very big part. You know, you got to get your starting roles. You got to be one of those moving zombies, and then you can go,
corpse number 1, played by Florian Kuklinski.
Which sucks when there's 999 other corpses.
In his reenactment.
He had a short cameo in the movie, and
So,
then his
yeah.
part got edited out permanently.
When he fucked up the bully and killed him and cut off his shit, he knew what to do because of the crime magazines, and he had the rage because of his pops.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why his rage went overboard is because his pops had left his family.
What?
Well, I think that
Idiot.
was like,
Fucking psychotic retard.
So go ahead, Mix.
I can't believe that he's not going to be here to beat me and abuse me anymore. I'm so angry. You're an idiot. But he knows he's an idiot, but like, geez, you're a fucking idiot.
You're fucking dumb.
Yo, real quick, Joseph had an awesome comment. If we do a round table with everyone in, everyone has to dress as a famous killer. It's
First
funny,
of all,
but I don't think you want to.
I'm not going to be Bundy.
You're already Bundy.
You have no choice. What are you talking about?
Can I be
With that
Chapo?
mustache, you are Bundy.
Okay.
You have to.
I don't have a choice how I'm going to fucking dress up.
You don't.
Okay.
No,
We're good.
I will ruin
be
it all
Gacy
by
just
being
so I can
who I
dress
want to
like a
be.
clown.
We will have a double if necessary.
You know what, Colin?
I'll be
You're not
Elizabeth
bad
Bathory.
enough, though,
How about that
Jason.
shit?
Well, we know Soup is already
Just like a
Kuklinski
clown.
in a way. He's bigger than all of us. He can kill people with silence. Yo, Soup,
H.H.
you're my killer.
Holmes.
No.
I figured that'd be
You can't
BTK.
dress up like Jason.
He kills
You have
and
to
does
be a
art.
real person.
BPK?
The man already.
You heard?
I'll be Raider.
You
What?
can't dress up like Jason. You have to be.
I'm not
What
skinny
about
enough.
Ed
I
Gein?
said
What about Ed
Ed
Gein?
Gein?
Yeah, you just gotta like make a skin face mask.
No, like I said,
Skin face
I'll be Gacy just so I could dress like a clown.
Gacy?
Gacy, you yeah, you want to be Gacy, don't you?
All right, that's all good, bro. Just know we support you in everything you do.
We support you in your thumbs up ideas.
You know what? How about we all
check the
just dress
floor,
up and get in different uniforms because they see used. One of us could be you could be the gay uniform that he did where he killed with a hypodermic needle, and somebody else could be, hamburger guy. Whenever he did that.
Hold up.
The Hamburglar.
Instead of doing
Hamburglar, who's really
And
Richard
Grimace.
Kuklinski.
and real quick, instead of doing a round table of dressing up as killers, we should dress up as the victims.
No.
That might be difficult because a lot
Yo,
of
let me
it.
just
Not a
let
lot
you
of
know
them are
that when I get the soundtrack,
You seen
this
some
will
of
be a
those
time
rat
for the
eating
quick-
bodies? That's a lot of makeup.
I just hear a whole lot of reactions, which was what I was
He's a
trying to
victim
get.
of a crime.
Dressed up as some worms.
All right, where were we?
Right.
Because you were the victim of that joke.
You said victim.
As a bag of worms.
All right. So after Charlie Chase was thrown off of a bridge and had his identification removed, he then attacked the 6 other gang members, Richard almost killing all of them. He dropped out
A
of
bunch of pussies.
right? But hey, it is what it is.
What did they do while they threw his mans over and shit? Like these people.
They watched like any other
how
kid.
you let him kill all the others? Like if you're the third person on the list.
Who the fuck was it?
So Richard attacked
Obviously,
the-
he attacked them before he cut the fingers and shit off.
Right. Well, it says he then attacked the other 6 gang members, almost killing him. So I think he went after the biggest motherfucker first, and then went after all the other underlings.
Yeah, and then but he
They were
killed
high
that
as
nigga
shit.
first,
That's what happened.
and then that's when he went for them.
His pops gave him
they
like 3
watched-
shots of whiskey.
They watched fucking Richard beat him to death.
What?
Who? Wait, say that again.
They watched Richard beat him to death.
Like I
They
said,
probably
bunch of
like, all right.
pussies.
He's in charge now.
Imagine being one of those kids.
You my boss now?
Watch what?
We go town? You boss now?
Yo, imagine being one of those kids as part of your clique. Oh, get him. Oh, fuck, Richard's killing
Oh
him.
shit.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Yo, I got
World star. Oh, fuck.
And all of a
World
sudden,
Star.
you go from World Star seeing somebody getting killed to World Star, like, oh my God, he's chasing me. Oh shit, somebody help me.
Everybody caught a video like that on World Star before. We were like, oh shit.
World Star was life. Oh my, but it was.
You could say he was
Shit,
the originator.
raw.
You guys remember the band from TV films that they used to people dying. You could say he was like the originator because he filmed it.
He was the producer. What do you mean?
He was the producer. He was the hype William.
He showed people how to do it the right way, how to, orchestrate it. And nonetheless, Richard dropped out of school in the 8th grade. In 1960, he met a woman named Barbara Pedricci.
Well, hold on, because I should have got his first wife's name because that's his second wife.
Hold on, time out. You interrupted me.
According to your
Isn't
documentary,
that a
sir.
debatable source?
According
though? Is
to
that a debatable
yours.
source? Right, senor? Tell him,
Hold on,
bro.
time out. In the break room, before you interrupt me, put your camera on first, all right? Until then, you're going to listen.
Damn, son. This nigga said, show me your balls, mine are bigger.
He doesn't have to show it to know that. I'm just saying.
Don't do that.
All right, here it is. Right.
Listen to Jason. Yeah, listen to Jason's wife. All right, she's apparently the husband.
Jazz cleans house, ladies and
Shots
gentlemen.
fired.
Everybody comes in and Jazz closes everybody.
Yeah, lucky I'm trying to find this.
Yo, I mean,
I'm not fucking
you
listening.
ever wonder why Jason sits up straight when she walks into the room?
You gotta fuck up his butthole.
We already explained how DSS in Connecticut knows that I get beat.
Yo, Jason's the type of dude to turn the cops away. We hear a disturbance. It's okay, officer. I consent with this. She's beating me.
All
Look,
right.
Sorry if you hear any animal noises.
I didn't write it down, all right, but I will get back to you on what his first wife's name was. because apparently
cool.
he had he was younger when this happened. He married this
I'm pretty sure it was Barbara, but you get back to us.
It's not
But
Barbara.
but with Barbara, he had 3 children. He had 2 daughters. They weren't informed about his criminal activities until after he was caught, but were instead led to believe he was just a businessman. So that's crazy. Even if you had some kind of inclination that your husband was up to something, they just kept saying he's a businessman. They just didn't say
he was.
Stuff.
He wasn't lying.
He did not say what he was in the business of.
Problems.
You're not supposed to if you're good at business.
Yeah, it's like I'm in business.
Oh yeah, his commissary is unlimited.
A scumbag.
Listen, in jail, no one's touching him. His commissary is a black card, pretty much. He goes up to the lunch lady with a hairnet with a black card, like, "Look, I want one of everything."
Nobody touches big dick unless they want.
Man, he was definitely on lockdown. He did shit in jail.
He had 2 pieces of cornbread.
You gonna eat your cornbread?
You can't have my cornbread. I'm from New York City, mother.
He didn't want to fuck. He was Polish.
No, he won't even have to ask.
He want to kill Basa and pierogies.
Yeah, that's all.
Yo, you know what's funny? In the Spotify episode, they did say, like, this is not a skinny man. This is a 300 pound guy, 6'5", 305. He's like, this man look like a pierogi dude. Like, he eat pierogies. He's bearded. Smells like beer and sweat. You would not think a big fat fuck like that can move like a ninja.
He didn't look that big and fat. He looked like I don't know, like a.
He looks like he's bigger than all of us,
relatively speaking.
I mean, he may not be fat, but he's still solid. Like, he's a big fucking mountain of a man to come at you, and you don't hear him coming.
You can't be no assassin and be like fat.
He was kind of like a fat Urukai.
You could be a fat fuck and be an assassin. You can just keep wallowing until your target gets close to you.
You'll be a nimble fat guy. Look at Vader. Vader was doing fucking moonsaults off the top rope at 450 pounds. Stop playing.
Oh yeah,
that's true.
Be quick. Spit your ass out the candlestick.
Or like Big Show. Like, think about it. That dude's like
Big Show in the beginning. He was drop kicking people in WCW. Stop playing, doing leapfrogs and all that.
And then what happened?
But he wasn't fat though. Like, he was big.
Salud,
but his Afro got out of hand.
This is for the break room and our viewers. Salud.
Oh, beautiful.
What kind was that?
You already know we got.
Right. It's the one that's stronger. Okay. It's 45.
I love that one, bro. Oh,
it's the stronger one.
Salud.
And of course,
I don't think I've ever seen that kind.
All right, where were we?
Him jumping off the top rope.
Landed with the elbow.
Yeah, he was throwing people off the top rope.
Frog splash.
They were taking a piss.
Nah, that was his brother throwing people over the top of shit.
He's giving people bionic elbows.
Yeah, Dusty.
Yeah. From like 75
flexing people.
In a match, actually, Soup.
Garrett them and then suplex them.
Lavish life for him and his family.
I asked you.
So yeah, back to the scariest wrestler of all time, Richard Kuklinski.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know.
So many signature moves, you wouldn't believe it.
If you will.
Where the hell he go? He showed up Tennessee and that's it?
He killed somebody with a pencil. A fucking pencil.
Fuck is he, a Joker?
No, if you've seen John Wick, you fuck, you get the reference. No.
Well,
What?
Joker killed somebody with a pencil too.
Yeah.
He actually did, but this was a reference, a specific line reference. They didn't say that shit in Dark Knight.
No.
And you'd know that if you've seen John Wick.
They should have said it in the one with Bane.
What?
Whatever.
The one with who?
I think he's confused.
Yeah, he is. Look at his face.
Got a bunch of shit in his mouth.
Let me see.
Microphone.
It's just information.
All right.
A little information over here.
So
that's what they call it now.
After that,
as we get that knowledge,
he got connected to the mob. What crime family was that he got?
Gambino.
Oh no, wait.
Yeah, the DeCavalcantes.
The DeCavalcantes, I think, from Jersey.
Yeah, DeCavalcantes.
I think they were under Gambino though, because I remember that name coming up, but he didn't work directly for Gambino. He was like under the umbrella.
Wasn't he associated with the Genovese family at one time?
Genovese? Well, he did work.
I think so. He bounced around because he was efficient.
Yeah, he did work.
Well, he wasn't a made man because he's not Italian. You can't if you can't
Polish.
trace your roots to Sicily, you can't be a made man.
Now, he started his own little crew. Well, this was the first time that he put trust in anybody. The first time that he had friends, quote unquote. And now he's getting a lot of play from all these mobs, getting contract kills, getting jobs. And his crew decides to pull off a heist against one of the crime families that they do work for. Now, they already knew who they were. They had the stocking mask on and everything, but they knew who they were. And they asked them, too. They were like, you don't want to do this. You really don't want to do this. You sure you want to do this? You know, trying to back them down. And they still robbed them. So they went
they're already past the point of no return at that point.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a mob. Can't just
right.
start.
You might off.
So they went
go full Nazi.
He was like,
I'm just playing. I don't want to rob you no more.
Yeah, right. I changed my mind.
I just want to see what you was gonna say.
You know what? Somebody did that with Richard, and that didn't go too well. But that's a little farther down the timeline.
Imagine you had a chance to be like, "Hey, yo, Dick," and try to run away. You know how fast he'll try to get you, like some Jason sneak shit,
like a fucking moose in snow.
Damn.
I don't know. I like doing shit for people's reactions, but I want to see what happened if somebody would just like say something to him and how fast he would react, just to see.
You have to be in like a helicopter already. Like you're off the ground, he can't jump up high enough. There's no traceable tags on that shit.
He don't need that. He's like,
you ain't coming back.
Yo,
this
got that Vantage
is a
skill
6
that
foot
Jason
Chris
got.
Angel. You're looking down like, look at your pilot. We're ready to go. Oh shit, he's right there. Like he'll be your pilot, bro. Your pilot will be dead down there. He's like, made you look, motherfucker.
So they went up to Richard. They were like, you got to take care of it. And these were the first sets of friends that he had, and he killed them all. Oh, he wiped them out.
Is that the one he did the heist with?
The B&E crew.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to step away from
Breaking and entering.
The first crew he had. All right, what you got over there?
I don't know if y'all with this, but it's very fucking good. Pepsi Mango.
Great, but
Pepsi Mango and some Jack Daniels.
Too much sugars in those.
It has to be ice cold. So you can enjoy
I doubt drink out Pepsi.
Tastes like ass. I'm not.
But I did.
What do you do? Drink Coke,
double
you
shots.
non-water drinking heathen?
Right?
I don't drink water.
How dare you say
You
that
don't
about
drink water.
you?
No,
What's
I
wrong
don't.
with you?
Exactly. Like we all this alien talk. She's like, I don't do
What do you
water.
mean? There's nothing wrong with me.
Nah, she don't do water.
You gonna do water one day?
Yo,
Whatever she drinks.
she's
Or
probably
an
like that.
IV of hydration. You gotta get an IV at least.
She's like, what?
She's like,
Way to go.
she's one of those people. As soon as you take a sip
Water
of water,
break.
what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, water break.
I hate water break. Even when we working out.
Stupid caller
Like, water
break.
break.
Hey, listen, I got a little cut on my finger. Should I come get seen?
Do I have AIDS? What? People are calling the restaurant. They call to the hospital, ask dumbass questions every day. I kind of feel bad for them.
My gay cousin had a cut and I touched his band-aids. Do I have it now?
You got the gay
asshole
AIDS.
itch.
So
Do
you
have
gonna die in a
room?
week.
You got room in the ER because my asshole itches.
Hey, yo.
I need to figure out what it is. That's
Hey,
what they
yo.
call for. He's like, what the fuck?
I don't
That's
think
like
anybody
using
wants
a
to,
non-hypoallergenic lube.
I don't think anybody wants to walk out of a clinic or a hospital talking about my symptom was an itchy asshole. Like that's not gonna work.
I guarantee that's happened. I
You're
guarantee.
gonna be walking to the parking lot like a dog with a lump of shit stuck to their ass.
Somebody went like all the way up here in their ass, and you're like, what is wrong with them in public?
Right? All mad as you go to your car. The fucking doctor left the glove half taken out.
So you're gonna burn those pants after, right? Because they so far up your asshole, changing color.
Or you know what pissed somebody else off? You have a veteran doctor that has like his class rings and he didn't take them off as he did.
What scored me a $500 ring today?
Everything looks fine up there, sir. My hand hurts for some reason.
You know how many doctors perform surgery and forget like their tools inside a person's body? And how many malpractice suits are filed?
Yeah.
Like how does that even happen? How do you forget a fucking knife in somebody's back when you're doing surgery on them?
Or a Rolex, you know?
Hey, it happens.
A Rolex. Imagine waking up with a Rolex in your back.
I heard of like a towel or something.
So, so this is mine, right? When you take it out, I get the Rolex.
Oh, yeah,
This is my presidential.
I'm suing and I'm keeping the Rollie.
Exactly.
Need some kind of compensation shit.
This one? No. Fuck this one.
Matter of fact, can you just surgically put that shit into my wrist?
All the way down.
Where?
All the way. All
Come
the way
on,
down.
man.
All the way.
You go get it.
All the way.
No.
While we're having a little break here on the break room, I just want to shout out to Arby's for their 2 for $6 menu. That shit's delicious. Nice chicken nuggets.
Did you try their
That
new?
sounds good.
Listen, I love their chicken sliders. Arby's chicken sliders are the best.
Yeah, yo, those buffalo sliders are banging.
Hey man, Arby's doesn't deserve the disrespect it gets.
That blue, that green
No,
one?
it doesn't.
I know, right? So many jokes is like, yo, I don't want to say it.
Because people don't know how to enjoy different types of food.
Exactly.
You don't like roast beef.
They do have them. No,
No, say it because I don't. I
want
really
to
don't
try
know
their
what
new
to say.
steak sandwich.
Nah, I don't want to be that pun yet. I'm just saying they got some good choices. They got some good options. Their menu is fire.
Soup showed all of us in the break room chat why Arby's is known for more than just having the meat.
Yeah, because people are immature and they can't be adults and be able to make fun of something and then also enjoy something.
My nephew's like that.
I'll look at that while eating a giant roast beef and I'll be like, that's interesting.
My nephew's like that when it comes to like Arby's commercials and all that. He's like, nah, I can never go there. So I sent him the link. I sent them the link that they now serve curly fries, and we just lost it laughing.
They
now serve that. They invented curly fries, bro. What are you talking about?
But okay, hear me out. I'm pushing the buttons for somebody who's like that, who makes Arby's jokes. Like I can't go there because
they now.
So I was just poking fun at him by sending him commercials.
They now started
talking about number 4.
crinkle fries.
Yeah, crinkle cuts. Yeah, they just started with.
Yo, aren't potatoes great? Like all the different shit.
Yeah.
Boy, you're speaking the truth, Arlada. You're speaking the fucking truth.
Fucking shepherd's pie is the greatest thing ever invented.
With extra.
I don't agree with you there, lad. I actually don't like Neonation's food. It's fucking disgusting.
I don't indulge in meat anymore, but I've used meat substitute. That shit is still the shit.
Do you know what people in the UK use to make for most of their foods? They have a dish called faggot, and let me tell you, it tastes as bad as it sounds.
They also smoke faggots over there too.
That's that they do. They smoke fags, not faggots.
They smoke fags.
Same difference.
In the UK.
Well, we digressed really far here. Miggs, can you get us back on track there?
No, don't do it, Mix. Don't listen. Rebel.
I think he's gone.
Miggs dipped out. Where'd he go?
I mean,
you gotta go chop down another cherry tree.
I was feeding my son. He's eating pizza and garlic knots.
Nice.
I want some garlic knots.
So order some.
Well,
right?
You know what?
Right? You got
save that idea for the round table.
So emphatic for him.
Yo, we're gonna bring a couple of these. We're gonna bring a few of these. We're gonna order a shitload of Arby's on the menu. Yo, we're gonna have an awesome round table.
Also, you can reheat some Arby's, so shout out to them for that.
Yeah, you can. Just take it off the bun, put it in the microwave.
I don't know if y'all remember, but I remember when they put out those fucking value sheets of coupons and be like, "You want fucking 10 of these bitches? $8." Be like, "Well,
I still get those coupons.
You trying to feed me now?"
I still get them.
I get them sometimes, but they're not as awesome as they used to be.
Because on the bottom is the old dread.
Yo, shout out
Then
to
again,
my
it also
man
is gonna be
Mel
on
on this
Wednesday,
episode
so.
today, Mel. Good to see you, brother.
Thank you for having me, guys. Mad
Oh yeah,
fun.
man.
Our pleasure.
Good to be in Florida. I'm chilling on vacation.
I haven't seen you since Gun Hill days, bro.
Yes, I know. I miss Gun Hill, but actually I live in Brooklyn now, which is crazy.
Yo, didn't you have a boxing match recently?
Yes, I did actually. I lost that boxing match actually. It was at an underground fight club called Knuckle Up. It was cool.
Hey,
really
fuck
fun.
That. You were there. Most people don't even make it to the fucking audience, you know?
I had an amazing time. I had a nice turnout. It was really cool. It was very,
Hey,
Are you allowed to talk about it?
I heard about that fight. You got some punches in. Your homeboy felt your power, even though you lost. So it's like, you know, somebody pushed you in the playground, you smacked them before you lost the fight. So you still got your hits in.
Yeah,
I thought we can't talk about Fight Club.
Right, that's what I
That's
thought.
the first rule about Fight Club.
Well,
And
you know, I'm known to break the rules, so yeah.
Have you seen that
Project
movie?
Mayhem.
Some shit goes down when rules start breaking. That's all I'm saying. But it did work out for us. Everybody's
His name
credit card debt got wiped, so
Kevin Post,
you know.
or some shit like that.
His name is Robert Paulson.
Robert Paulson.
Robert Paulson.
That part always only makes me remember Sarah Paulson from fucking
from American Horror Story.
Yeah.
They made a sequel to Fight Club, and it's a graphic novel, and that comes back into it. It's interesting.
Cool.
Fight Club was a shit.
Check it out.
You know who would have killed in Fight Club?
John Cole.
The Iceman, Robert Kuklinski.
Yeah, he would have fought to the death.
Robert Kuklinski?
Richard.
I would have beat him to death with soap.
I wouldn't want to be a person named Richard.
Me neither.
Penis.
Well, what else?
Don't
did
be a
Dick
dick.
do?
Yeah,
Where
don't
were we
be.
with Dick? After he became
What kind of nickname is that? What kind of asshole said that all Richards are now Dick? Like, come on, bro. Like,
I don't know.
obviously somebody's being petty as fuck and started.
Right? They're probably getting pegged by their wife.
Somebody.
Oh, you mean Lord?
They
Because
realize
of
that
that?
was Richard.
Right? Oh, behave.
The origin of Dick. Who looks
Fucking
that up?
crazy shit, man. People are crazy. See, that's why we need, you know, I'm going to go right out and say it. Sometimes we need more Richard Kuklinskis just for the sole purpose of some people just deserve to get a knock on the door from this man just to set their ass straight. But don't kill him.
No.
Let's go down
Kills
his
everybody.
known victim list real quick. Kuklinski was convicted of 5 murders and was considered the chief suspect in 2 others.
Right
One of
now.
them was JFK. I know that.
Apparently, he said he killed Jimmy Hoffa.
You know what? I wouldn't even say that's
I don't
not
think
possible.
that. I don't think he touched
I don't
me.
think that either. but
Because
I'm
he
just saying.
seemed to have gotten. You don't think that's possible? All this other bullshit, and he's involved with the mob, but nah, he couldn't have had anything to do with Hoffa. How
No.
the fuck do you make
He
that?
was probably
leap of,
around
well,
you.
not that.
But see, here's the thing, though. That's like being a part of a gang, but not getting close to the gang leader. You probably seen him in all these meetings or
What do you
associated.
mean?
Probably
They
didn't touch
killed
him.
Jimmy Hoffa, and they used him to kill people. And another thing, before he even got into that with the mob, in order to prove his loyalty, they brought him up to a random place with a random dude walking a dog and said, "Kill him." And he got out and he killed him. And that's it. The man would have definitely killed Jimmy Hoffa and known how to shut the fuck up about it.
I mean,
Stupid.
not after the Iceman
That's
tape.
Can I read it?
If you killed Jimmy Hoffa and you said shit like you did on the Iceman tapes, you would have said, "Oh yeah, by the way, I killed Jimmy motherfucking Hoffa."
No,
But
he wouldn't.
yes, he would have.
What about
So
that
do you think
dude
he
gives you
plays-
any sense that he gives a shit about fame as a killer?
right,
He doesn't
all
give a
right,
shit
all
about
He wouldn't.
fame.
It wouldn't be for fame. It'll be like how he is. He just don't.
If he killed Jimmy Hoffa, how'd he do it?
Oh, he strangled him.
What do you mean? Clearly, he could have done it any thousand number of
You
ways.
think he fed him?
It's kind of
Just in his
that's something that
coffin.
works towards him.
He
He knew how to hide a body and mess up the time of death by freezing
Hey,
the bodies,
That's a killer for
but
zone.
he can't kill Jimmy Hoffa.
I
What did he
mean,
give him? A fucking what? What did he give him? What happened? Did he shoot him?
It doesn't matter what happened to him or how he killed him. When you hear him say shit like, "I remember eating pizza while chopping up bodies," who cares
Bro.
how he killed him? It's just very likely he could have done so.
If he did, I tell you right now, He fed him to the rats.
Maybe.
Now he's buried under a field in Jersey. They said under the old
He's on a
Giants
football
Stadium.
field or some shit,
It's
right?
Joyzy. Joyzy.
Yeah.
It's Taint.
Under the
Taint.
old Giants
It's,
Stadium?
no,
Old
it's
in-
Toit.
For
Toit,
the
not
old,
Toit.
for the
Toy
Giants
like a
used to
toy.
play back in the day.
Toit like a
Toit.
toiga.
Toint like a toiga.
Oh, shit.
like
That
a
sounds a
Richard.
little bit like
Yeah, I got
Toint
lost.
like a toiga.
So Charlie Chase was the first dude. He killed that dude. He bludgeoned him. In 1980, he killed George Miliband. He was 42 at the time. He shot him repeatedly.
Yes, but the reason why he did that is interesting because that was somebody that he marked as being somebody he liked and like a friend, he considered a friend, but he got into it with him and he owed him money or something like that. And he threatened Richard's family.
Yeah.
And when he did that, he was like, nah, you're not threatening my family. But he was. And so he shot him 5 times and then he put him in a 55-gallon drum and had to cut his leg off because he couldn't fit it in there. And then that was
He
found.
left him outside the restaurant that he ate at every day after. And
Yep.
just
And
ate
then the
there.
drum
He
just
said,
disappeared.
bro, he said sometimes he would order for 2. And he sat there and ate right there like he was eating with a friend because he knew the barrel right there was his friend.
Okay, that made more sense.
I've seen shit like that. Why would a man who's beating the shit out of his family all the time act like that to a threat towards his family? That doesn't fucking work.
He also said he never felt any remorse for any of this.
That's not entirely true. He did feel remorse for certain things. The first person that he killed, or like somebody in a bar fight that he had that was in the documentary I saw listed as his first kill, he regretted that because he got into a fight, but he didn't mean to kill him, but he hit him too many times with a poke cue. And that's where he said that like he felt regret, but also kind of a sense of power and lust towards what he experienced from having killed somebody. And that's what had given him that initial bloodlust when he was like 20, 19, something like that.
Yeah, I heard he killed somebody too, and it was the interview he did in jail, and he said he felt bad because somebody begged for him not to kill him, and he asked God.
Yes.
We're gonna 30 minutes in order to pray.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
like,
Holy
if God
crap.
comes down
He
and
killed
changes
somebody
the
on my
situation,
birthday.
I'm not gonna kill you.
Hell yeah. He told the dude, he was like,
Let me see
he
who he
said
killed on my birthday.
he had the gun to his face, right? Hold on, I'm gonna get to that right now. He said he had the gun to the dude's face, and the dude was pleading with him not to kill him, asking for God. So he stopped and he told the dude, he was like, you got 30 minutes.
Yeah.
If you could pray for 30 minutes, and if God comes down and changes the circumstances of the situation, then I'll let you live. But if he doesn't come down, well, you already know that you're not going to survive. Bro, he waited the 30 minutes and they blew his fucking brains out.
And you know what? When he said that, I was like, what if this guy just actually earned to die? And like God's like, nah, he fucked up. I tried to let him know. This is kind of.
And for as terrible as he is, you have to understand most of the people he's being told to kill are part of that life. They're associated with the mob. So he's some of the people he killed. Yeah, he killed 200 people. Bro.
Not Peter Calabro, the next person he killed after George Miliband.
Yeah, bro, like, he killed a lot of people. Not every single person was mob.
Peter killed that dude on my birthday. Peter Calabro cut him off and flipped him the bird. And he waited for the red light, got out, and he shot him in the fucking face.
Wait a minute. So Dick killed Peter because he flipped him off in traffic.
Pretty much.
No way. On my birthday of all things, March 14th. What the fuck?
He blew him out.
He roasted
The Romans told you to beware the Ides of March a long time ago. It wasn't just for Caesar.
Richard rose to the occasion and blew Peter's head off.
Wow, Dick
That sounds
shot Peter with a shotgun.
That's pretty homoerotic.
Wow.
Yes.
Irony, ladies and gentlemen.
That's why I said Richard. I didn't say Dick.
He killed Louis Masgay. He shot him in the head, but kept the body in the freezer for 2 years. And he was found in September of 1983.
What the fuck?
And his biggest problem was that he didn't let him thaw long enough.
Yeah, they didn't let him.
Because that was actually something that led to him getting caught. Because during that autopsy, despite him looking like he died 2 days ago, they noticed that there was ice crystals in him, which raised suspicion.
Inside of him, still.
Yeah, and that was towards the end of his career, though. I think that was after he had already been working for 25 years. I was getting towards
in 81, yeah. Well, he also said that he some of the stuff that he did for fun was killing. He killed a shit ton of bums and vagrants in New York. And
he did say, however, he would not kill children and most likely not women. And I feel like most likely is probably the best rule that you should give. No. You can't say no women, no children. There are fucking cunts out there. And if they're part of that life, and they get a hit put on them, I'm sorry. Especially if you're a cunt. But as a general rule, like, you don't do weapon efficacy tests on children and women. That's fucked up even for an evil guy. Like, that's super evil for evil people.
You don't do those on people.
Yes, it does. It definitely does discriminate. I agree, Dre. Things exist to see whether or not it's going to work rather than saying, like, yo, can you tell me where the nearest Arby's is? Pal. I guess you got the meats. And then just drive away.
No, he's driving away. Not without a chicken slider.
Just shoot somebody in the face and go get a slider around the corner.
That's great.
It's like, I gotta go before Arby's.
Watch the EMS show up.
Oh yeah,
that's great.
Give me that. Give me a case of chicken sliders there. I'm sorry, sir. We don't do cases. This is not White Castle. Give me about 6 of them chicken sliders, and make it pronto. You hear?
You gotta use the Carl. Let Talon use the Carl voice from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
You know what? Make it 7.
Why don't you go over there? I need me to like a case of chicken sliders and 2 pizzas right now. I'm just gonna lay here in the drive-through until you give me my order.
We don't do
Here's
cases,
my card.
sir. We don't do.
God,
cases,
I hate my life.
I can't give you a case. We don't do cases here.
You know what I can do for you? Then I can take out a lease on your life, or you can make me 2 pizzas. It's really your choice.
Sir, we do them by the number. How many chicken sliders do you want?
I told you a whole fucking case, Fry Man. I told you a whole case of chicken sliders, Fry Man.
Yeah, but then he realized, let me get if the case has 6, let me get a 7 because I'm gonna eat 6 of them. I still gotta put cyanide on one of them, and I gotta give it to you.
Right? A killer's dozen. Gotta have 13 because one of them's got poison. The pink frosting one.
Put that shit in a separate bag.
Yeah, right. I need the 13th one in a separate bag, or I might fuck up again. Trust me, you don't want it. In my line of business, it's deadly.
Y'all be like getting a whole crate case of White Castles, putting that shit in front of your hangry co-workers, and leaving a note saying only 5 of these burgers have laxative. Let's play again.
Put cyanide on the burger.
Hey, bro, that's probably actually helping you out with that much White Castle.
They wouldn't die fast enough. He shot them in the face and strangled them because they wouldn't die fast enough.
That's a blessing.
Cyanide burger.
The cyanide burger.
Cyanide burger.
Hey, can I get a double cyanide burger side order of telephone cord around the neck with a side order of bam in the face? Let me get
extra
rats nibbling on
extra
my
rising on the
balls.
side.
Let me get a side order of garlic cyanide fries, please.
Can I get some garlic fries? And some cyanide soda?
Hey guys, can I have your cyanide please with a sprinkle of cocaine, please? Yeah, this is awesome, man.
Next time he killed was in 82. He killed Paul Hoffman. He shot.
Well, let's be a little clear though. We say the next time he killed was in 82. He had been killing for 25 years before that. We don't have names for these things. But these are the prominent ones that got up to get caught. Yeah, this is like right before he got caught.
Yeah. December 27th, he killed Gary Smith. He poisoned him with cyanide and fatally strangled him with a cord.
Most of these people were like his business associates too, which they
Yeah,
pointed out.
Daniel Debner helped him kill Gary Smith after a bad job they did.
Bad game of ping pong.
And then Daniel Debner he killed after a possible poison case and strangulation. He left him under the bed, I believe, in the hotel.
Now, real quick, before you keep going with that, there's something we didn't mention that they think he killed, but they also think he learned like his silent killing methods and how cyanide works. His name was the Mr. Frosty guy, I think is what he went by.
Yeah,
or Frosty Freezeman.
Truck, right?
Yeah, he went around with an ice cream truck and he would give ice cream to the kids and sell it in the neighborhood and then murder one of their fathers. But he was an ex-army demolitions expert, and he was also just fucking crazy to the point that Richard, when talking about him, was like, he had a lot of information, but he was crazy. Like, the man was crazy.
Yeah,
but they believe
that was crazy too. Every single one of them.
Yeah, but this wasn't a gang thing. This is just an association that he had with another killer that they think taught him how to do certain demolitions things, learn about cyanide, and learn certain special, certain methods of killing that he didn't know before that kind of really put a boost in what he did. And although there's no evidence to tie him to it, the belief is that he killed him once he was done with him. Because he was like a loose end and he was crazy. But he, as far as I know, hasn't admitted to having killed him.
Well, from what I heard was that he came to him and he wanted him to kill his family. Like, he contracted him to kill his family. The ice cream truck guy contracted Richard to kill his family. And Richard had the rule, no women, no children.
No women and children.
So he told him no. But he was also like, oh, shit. I just told this crazy motherfucker no. So now he might be coming to kill me. So now I got to off him.
Yeah, I mean, that in that line of work, that's a logical sequence.
Me or you, at the end of the day, if you gotta go, you gotta go.
If you gotta die, let me not finish that sentence.
You gotta go.
Yeah, just go.
Here I go killing again.
After Daniel Dapner, he killed in 84, August 10th, Paul Prong. He shot him. And there's a note here that says Robert Kuklinski claimed his first victim was a neighborhood bully, Charlie, whom he accidentally bludgeoned to death, blah, blah, blah. He claimed to have killed up to 250 people. Most of these numbers have not been verified. He was also known for taking the credit from famous mafia killings that almost certainly had nothing to do with him, including Jimmy Hoffa, Roy DeMeo.
Like, according to fucking who?
Paulie Castellano and Carmine Galante. So, from just some of his confirmed things, we can see that he was
they're in the office.
And really, he said what it was that he killed a lot of. He said he killed.
Wait, who are the wise guys? They say he killed again.
No, he said he killed.
No, that he said he killed. Yes,
they don't.
Joe Pesci and Ray Liotta.
Not fictional wise guys.
All right, let me see.
Because there's a few people that they say he killed supposedly. I know Hoffa.
It was Jimmy Hoffa.
You said Paulie Castellano.
Yeah, Paulie Castellano, Roy DeMeo, and Carmine Galante.
Roy DeMeo?
He's not really a wise guy.
Not a wise guy anymore.
I mean, they were all wise guys at one point.
Not so wise anymore.
I think it's just kind of random that these people don't know who he killed and how he killed them, but they're like, well, he definitely did do this. We don't know who the fuck did it, but it definitely wasn't him.
I mean,
how the fuck do you know?
The people saying he didn't do it probably know exactly who killed him. They're just not going to say who did it. They're just like, no, it wasn't him, but we know who did it.
But it's also not in their interest to say who didn't do it.
I mean, you could
That
say
just
that.
narrows down the list. If you're a reputable mob person, you're gonna say somebody who didn't do it, who's of suspicion. That's just like saying somebody who did do it. You're whittling down the witness, the
They
suspects.
they say Castellano put people up to kill DeMeo.
And
Somebody a member of his own hit squad.
He's saying
supposedly
that it was him that they put up to kill DeMeo.
Mike, but then he said he killed Castellano too.
Yeah,
like I feel like even if he didn't pull it out, he definitely was likely brought up in discussion, because there's no way that he could be that prominent, have that many potential mob killings, and that they just didn't consider him when he's that clean and not with suspicion.
Yeah, because and also he's somebody like we all see. Did you guys see the Boondock Saints?
John Cornelius shot Castellano.
Yes, those are both great movies. Very entertaining.
Now think about El Duce. They used to get him to kill wise guys because they didn't want to hire their own to kill their own half the time. So you're gonna hire this big Polish motherfucker to kill the people that you want off, especially if it's okayed by more than one head of the family.
Right. Like he was too good at what he did for him not to have been involved in at least something with those killings. Like maybe he didn't do them all off, but he had to be involved something.
Yeah, he definitely got one of the big names.
He wasn't Pastoroni good, but he was good.
He wasn't what good?
He wasn't Pastoroni good, but he was good.
Pastoroni?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had some pastoroni the other day.
I had Arby's earlier.
That's because I added that. You know what? Hey, I not only did I have Arby's earlier, I have Arby's right now for lunch.
Nice. Lunch.
Well, yeah, I guess dinner, but I'm at work, so I always call it lunch. Yeah, I got some chicken nuggets in this bitch. Yeah, them chicken nuggets are pretty good. If you don't eat Arby's and roast beef, stop being a bitch and go have something else, namely their chicken, and shut the fuck up and enjoy life more.
I like their jalapeno poppers.
Listen to Drake. Enjoy life.
Listen to the break
Stop being a
room.
cunt.
Listen to the break room, because we all here endorse Arby's. Go eat the meat.
That's right. Arby's, this is a sponsorship right now.
Arby's.
Every time I go to Arby's, I will take a flick and be like, "Hey, yo, this the shit."
Arby's is a restaurant for everyone who's always.
No, you don't owe me money. Just sponsor us.
This is what I spent my money on.
Sponsor us. We are all legitimately in different states, 5 different states. Just sponsor us. We can get free Arby's. That's all we want. And we will eat it on camera while we do this podcast.
Hell yeah. Y'all got snack sizes that are legit the exact size of food I'm looking for. I appreciate that. Just a smaller version of the thing I wanted. That's a good one.
I'm going to tell you, you might keep your meat frozen, but you don't keep it 2 years frozen like the Iceman, Richard Kuklinski.
That's what you call a deep freeze.
Hell yeah.
Cryo freeze.
Richard deep freezes his meat. It helps them to know not when he beat it.
To death or just beat it in general?
Look, I think we did a pretty good job of trying to narrow down all his killings, because if we would have go through all his history, it would have took us like 4 episodes.
At least.
It's too much.
This is we're giving you guys brain candy to go out and do the research yourself and interpret on your own. If he really killed 250 people, or was it just the people that they already verified?
Or did he kill Jesus? You let us know what you think.
Pretty sure.
Was he stabbing Jesus in the side? Was that him?
It's possible.
I don't think he
gave that guy 30 minutes.
Yeah, but you know what they say about generational trauma? It was just a previous him before he got to there, and that's why it's all stacking on. And maybe one of his ancestors did carry that pick up a mountain, like we said before. Fucking Stanley ass name. Fuck you, Stanley.
Yeah, fuck
I know
you,
you're dead. Fuck you.
How dare you?
Stanley Steam.
Madam Zeroni.
And I mean, I guess fuck Richard too, but I mean, like, that's
Madam Zeroni. What was the Madam Zeroni fucking thing?
Bro, you just got on that wagon to pick up the mountain.
No, like he means the actual
the whole thing.
The
little song.
Lonely and lonely, something. He cries to the moon, if only, if only.
Yeah.
I remember the last part. If only, like a fucking Slav. Why'd they do that? Why do you have to be so Slavic?
Because he
If
was.
only,
So
if only
gypsy.
the woodpecker sighs, the bark on the tree was as soft as the sky. While the wolf sits below, hungry and lonely, he cries to the moon, if only, if only.
And then he eats wild onions he found on God's thumb and lives to see another day.
Lives to see
With
another
his
day.
mixed friend.
Just like us and you.
Mm-hmm.
All this stuff here, we live to hear another break room, another day, which will be next week. Topic to be determined. Right? We did a lot. All right, with this Richard Kuklinski.
Well, yeah, but we skipped over something though. There was a huge disagreement we had about whether or not this motherfucker was a family man or not.
Now he
but this is
definitely was not a
specific.
family man.
Yes, but see, no.
Right.
You say that because of your research. My research contradicts your research.
No, we said
You're saying this motherfucker had several families. He had a wife that you can't find before Barbara, but Barbara was the only one that was there talking about we were American dream style life, and then we found out in the courtroom he was a monster. We couldn't fucking believe it. That's the story I saw. So we need to find out if this is a Mandela effect or if somebody. Like, it was Richard and Barbara that said these things, not word of mouth. Somebody said that they said that shit.
Give me 2 seconds and I'll pull up the clip.
Give them 2 seconds.
So how about this?
For 2 seconds.
Can we all definitively come up to the conclusion? Who here thinks he's a serial killer versus full-on contract killer?
Yes.
He's not a serial killer. I feel I think he has tendency. But I think that tendency was exacerbated by
serial killers are identified by targeting specific people.
Yeah, they have a specific kind of not audience, but they have their niche.
Now, if he went around killing people that reminded him of his father, then yes, then you could sit there and say he was a serial killer.
No, granted, if you saw the recent Suicide Squad, he might have been like Polka Dot Man, but I don't know.
I call him a contract killer because even though he did all this random side killing, he did it as far as like practice for the craft because what the fuck?
His life was killed because he regularly said, at least in the HBO documentaries, that he didn't have a choice in the matter. Now, granted, I think we would all disagree that no, it doesn't have to get to the point of you feeding bodies to rats. However, I can understand you feeling in a position to where your life is continually descending. And you feel as though you don't have a choice. Like I get the idea, but at some point you need to have drawn a line. And Stanley beat that line out of him a long time ago.
He did. But if he didn't have a choice,
and all those cat murders with incineration and shit that he described.
What happens when he got drunk at the bar and the bouncer threw him out the bar and kicked him in his ass, and he waited for that motherfucker outside and beat him with the fucking tire iron.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
He also shot a man in the chin. It didn't kill him, and so he finished him with a tire iron.
That's crazy.
All right, look, I found the clip. All right,
that man was a pharmacist and was trying to buy drugs so he could sell them at exorbitant prices. He was trying to get $20,000 worth of drugs, and Richard was like, "There's no drugs," and they didn't die. And then he had to have a painful death. Trying to make a quick buck. He was a fucking pharmacist, and this nigga was so greedy, he had to go and find disreputable people to screw off other people. Like, he earned that karma.
He did.
Oh, so Skrelly.
We're going to credit this.
Skrelly, exactly.
We're going to credit this clip to Breakthrough Entertainment. It's called I Lived with a Killer. Season 1, Episode 8. This is where my sources came from. Well, really, my first source that he would abuse his family came from the last podcast on the left. This here was my confirmation because 2 sources are better than 1.
So you want me to believe a podcast and a documentary made after his death versus his words, the words of prosecutors at the time, and the words of Barbara, that he was a monster? Yeah. I don't give a fuck. People are terrible.
Just listen.
He was terrible.
Dating my father because obviously he had come from the other side of the tracks. But Kuklinski's unstable childhood and unusual
Is this
career
real
path
footage?
has shaped him into an intensely violent and volatile
Or is this clip
man.
from Rescue 911?
They started dating, but almost immediately there was violence in the relationship and so on. And she, I think, realized, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into?
By 1962, Richard and Barbara had been together about a year. It was at that time, for the first time, that she met the real Richard Kuklinski.
There came an evening when Kuklinski goes to pick up Barbara, and she is having some troubles. She does not like the fact that Kuklinski is controlling. She wants to see other people. She wants to have friends. And as she is talking, Kuklinski pulls out a hunting knife and stabs her. And she didn't even realize that she had been stabbed until the blood started to trickle down her back. She then started to scream uncontrollably, and he beat her into an unconscious state.
And then he had 2 babies with her.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't believe that.
And he told her that if she did not
I don't believe that at all.
And that's a bad Kuklinski replica.
That doesn't look like no 300-pound, 6'5" dude.
He looked like he's 5'9".
He wasn't like overly huge when he was really young. He was kind of lanky when he was young, but even still, that guy was scrawny as fuck looking.
Over the next decade, Richard and Barbara settled down to what seems like a normal middle-class life in suburban New Jersey. But young daughters Merrick and Kristen
Where they listen to
have
Bruce
no idea
Springsteen.
that their father truly makes his money
And
through
Billy
a
Joel.
variety of criminal activities, including bootlegging, theft, pornography, and contract killing.
Yeah.
My father was.
That's newly printed money. That's not authentic.
Hold on, because that's one thing we didn't touch on either. He was at the time, he was a very big porno bootlegger.
So pirated
pornography.
Oh, he's slinging those.
Yeah, he was around when that was becoming.
He's slinging those John Holmes movies.
He used to produce his own after that. He got so good with it, he started producing his own.
Hey, that's
yeah.
He's the director of Deep Throat.
Ted Bundy said the same thing, that every serial killer he talked to was heavily into pornography.
Yeah, see?
Without fail, almost every single serial killer is deep into pornography like that.
Look at that.
I'd like to know where the fuck, like, the rest of her family ain't gonna sit behind her and corroborate this fucking story. Why is she by herself?
She's probably dead. These are
because that's a green screen in the back.
These are her daughters.
Because this is all fake. And for somebody to get money off a dead man who was a big hype part. This is bullshit. I'm sorry. I'm not buying it at this point. I already didn't buy it from the fucking shit before. I'm not buying this white woman who looks pretty all right talking about my dad was actually abusive as shit.
Listen to the rest of it at least.
Told he was.
Motherfucker was in prison for 20 years. And it took you till after he died because he was afraid. Get the fuck out of here.
Kuklinski's daughters start to see clues about their father's true nature.
I was in the kitchen of our house, and my mother had made tea for my father, and I put my hand right into the boiling hot cup of tea. And so I burned myself, of course. And my father became enraged that my mother...
Because he has a dumbass for a daughter? Like, what?
And he immediately turned around and slapped her, and the next thing you know, he was swinging at her, and I remember being a child and just being like, what just happened? Like,
I remember.
There's no words to understand or explain.
I remember.
You remember,
That's really the first time I remember the violence.
I remember.
Life in the Kuklinski household.
That's crazy. As a kid, you burn your hand on hot water,
experience
and your mom gets the
desires.
shit beat out of her.
But to
I'm
the
sorry,
outside
like,
world,
that's just
Kuklinski
dumb.
is a master of keeping up
That's
appearances.
trailer park dumb.
My father was very big on taking out the motion picture camera. It was very important for him to have these memories like as proof.
Man, despite his obsession.
They also said in that same one, right?
Who's they? I see one white broad.
I see, right? You say there was another one. There was another white broad, but I didn't
His wife said that she couldn't believe his reaction the first time they had Christmas together because he couldn't believe that's what it's like. Like, there's literally evidence out of their mouths that contradict the bullshit coming out of this woman's mouth now that they can't refute. I might add.
Sir, irregardless of
No, I think it does matter, sir, because you advertised that he was a piece of shit. However, the fact that he was a good family man is part of the whole aesthetic of why you want to learn about Iceman. Because it's like this dude was beloved by his family for 30 years of him being a monster. And that's insane. The fact that he killed people, like, because if he just kills people and there was a lot of people and he was abusive, who the fuck cares? That's not special about somebody who lives that life. But somebody who lives that life who has a duality state, that's crazy.
You have evidence that states he was a good husband and wife. I have evidence that states he was
I have video proof of Richard and Barbara saying that on camera, and then there's agents in there saying the same thing instead of just one old broad saying my dad beat me when she probably just, I'm sorry, she probably wants some money. This is Me Too shit. I'm not even trying to defend Richard, but what the fuck is she trying to get from this? Saying some shit nobody can corroborate.
We're
that
gonna
things
have
were
to
worse.
agree to disagree on this one.
Yeah, that might take another episode.
I just disagree. You can do what you want. I just disagree.
You disagree to disagree.
Just disagrees. That's it. Point blank. Period.
I disagree with
Typical Tallinn, which you can order that shirt also. Remember.
Yes, go online, get your shirt. If you only got one,
what does that look like? I forgot. Oh no, I remember what that looks like. I gotta try and get one.
Yeah, everybody needs to try and get one.
I need it out here, man. Almost $5 a gallon in this bitch.
Trust me, I understand. But what you guys really need to do is whatever platform you're listening to the Break Room on, go give us a 5-star review. Make sure you're clicking those 5-star buttons, those share buttons. Get us out there. Let us
That's
know.
right. Send us to those blue checks.
5 stars.
What we want you to do is bring us to the mountaintop. Carry our bodies there. Carry our podcast.
Bring us to Madame Zeroni.
And then just drop us off.
So we can get bigger. And
if you don't, you shall be cursed for all of eternity.
Forever.
If only the woodpecker sighs. The bark on the trees was as soft as the skies. While the wolf sits below the hungry and lonely, he cries to the moon. If only, we'll curse your kids.
No, don't.
No, I'm only playing. Just give us a 5-star.
Don't do that.
Help us.
Don't do that. Not that.
Honestly,
Don't
hit
do
us up
that.
on Facebook too. Let us know what topics you want us to talk about.
But don't actually hit us because we'll fight back.
And that's where you can find your shirts. Again,
That's
your
also
shirt.
where you can
Your
find your
love,
shirt.
wear your support.
No,
Yeah,
but we
son.
love you.
Oh wait, wrong shirt.
We love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Tune in next week. We'll have another fun-filled break room show for you.
Mhm.
Probably.
Probably.
But more than likely, we will.
If they don't cancel us.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome